everybody. As promised, we are going to be making a dance dummy. I've gotten several requests from dance students and a bunch of different people of how do I practice from home. If I don't have a dance partner, I want to practice my steps, but I just can't see it without a dance partner. So we are going to create a dance dummy tonight. Comes along. So I figured it would be always great to have some tape, right? I just got some masking, or not masking tape, but just packing tape right here. So I figured, you never know, tape's always great. Then I also have gotten zip ties, because zip ties are always great and a little quick to get things done quickly. So then I've also got some scissors, because I don't know if I'm going to need it for anything for the zip ties or whatever. I've also got a screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver. The reason I'm going to need this is I'm going to need it to take apart my chair. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a minute. I also added this earlier. This was Dustin Lewis's idea. He would like to make a face for our dummy. So I grabbed a paper plate and a nice little marker here to be able to make a face. I'm not very artistic, so don't laugh when we get to that part. Now, the next part of this is I wanted to figure out how to make some arms, and I want them to be a little bit stiffer so that, you know, maybe it feels more like natural arms so I get some pressure back. Probably not, but we're gonna try, right? So I cut them different lengths, and the lengths that I cut them previously to this video, I wanted to match my own arm length. So what I did was I just took, this is actually from a wrapping paper. So I took that from a wrapping paper roll and undid the wrapping paper. And basically what I did is I kind of measured my arms. So I wanted it to be basically from my shoulder to about my elbow area. And then the other piece is basically from where my elbow bends to where the palm of my hand starts. So that's where I kind of cut them. Any questions so far? No? Okay. So then I had to put some way to make the arms, so I thought maybe I'd get some rope. So I cut 2 pieces of rope, same length, and then I burned the edges prior to this video so that my edges wouldn't fray. So I kind of just went and cut them in a length size so I could make sure I have enough and not too short. I did double my arm length is how I decided to do that. Then, of course, I wanted to dress my little dance dummy up. So I got a dress, and I'm going to be putting my dress on my mannequin, right? My little dance dummy. Then, of course, I need to have something for the body. So what I decided to do is use a mop. And I have a fresh mop head on here so that we can make sure she's nice and clean and sanitary. So this is my new art mop head here. So I wanted to have some hair to go along with my design. So you can use anything if you don't have a mop like this. You can use a broom, you can use anything that has like a wooden handle, something like that, but that's kind of just what I decided to do. Now, I had to figure out what the heck would I use for the shoulders. So we have a, like a dust mop, basically, for the floors, and I thought, oh, that'd be perfect, because it's stiff, it's got some shoulders. So I undid the little mop thing that was around it, and then utilizing this piece for the shoulders. So I wanted something to kind of match my own shoulder weight or distance, but obviously it's a little long, so we'll kind of see how that's going to work later. Then we've also got, of course, the last piece is our chair. This chair is going to be very handy for us. So any questions so far? Okay, well we're going to go ahead and we're going to start making this chair. So I'm going to start off with my flathead screwdriver here. And I'm going to turn my chair upside down. The easiest way to do this is just undo the little bottom at the bottom base. So there's like this little clasp. And I'm just going to undo that. So if you can see right here, I'll try to lift that up a little bit. But if you can see, there's this little piece right here at the bottom, and I'm going to pull that off so that I can get the top part of the chair off easily without having to do all of the screws. So I'm just going to lift that little piece up and pop it off. All right, there we go. Now, dealing with your chair, it's going to be a little greasy, so make sure that you don't put these things in places you don't want grease on, right? And make sure you don't lose them. So I'm going to stick that there, and now I'm going to pull off the top of my chair. All right. I'm gonna hold down the base with the bottom of my foot because it might be a little hard. Oh, maybe not. There we go. So I'm pulling off the top of that chair. I don't want this grease part to get anywhere, so I'm gonna make sure I put the chair somewhere like this, okay? So I'm just gonna place it right here for now. All right. So the next part of this is we need to put our broom or mop here into the stand. So this is gonna be her feet and her wheels who's gonna like hopefully dance around. I'm gonna see how that goes later. So I'm just gonna stick the mop right into the center of that. It's a little tight, which I wasn't expecting. I was thinking it would just go right in, but we'll see. Hopefully you're not having the same problem. So I'm just gonna kind of get it in there, just like that. Now, if you've got something at home that has like, some of the mops and stuff have like the bigger thick end on them, like a plastic one usually has like an extra handle at the bottom, that probably won't work. Probably just a normal wooden one would work. So there's our base. Now I want to be able to make her shoulders. So in order to do that, I think I'm going to utilize some zip ties so I don't have to make some fancy knots, right? I think I'm going to need 2. So I'll try with that first. So I'm going to take part of that dry mop that I had earlier, and this is going to be my shoulders. So I'm going to take my mop head here, and I'm going to zip tie this bad boy on here in a way that it doesn't move around too much, because I want her shoulders to be steady. Get that frame that we all like as dancing. All right. This is harder than I thought. Okay. And don't forget, before we get too involved, we're gonna probably need to put that dress on her before she gets just tightening this down so it can be as tight as possible there. Okay. Obviously, we're gonna need another one because it's hanging out kind of funny. So let's grab the other one. We're gonna put that, we're gonna turn it around so you can see what I'm doing here. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And again, I'm going to want it to go as tight as I possibly can make those zip ties, because I want her frame to be nice and tight. Now, kind of looks like we need to do something else here, right? Because it's sticking out, so maybe we need another zip tie to just pull it all the way down. So let's try one more. Okay, so I'm just take the zip tie, I'm going to place it all the way around the base, and then I'm going to pull that zip tie. Now, I don't want these things sticking out, poking out an eye, right? So I'm going to cut them. Can everybody see okay? I'll kind of turn her around. Does anybody have an idea of what we should name her? We're making a mess. Pick that up later. All right. Grab that stuff. All right, so now looks pretty good, right? I could have made that guy a little tighter, but it'll do. All right, now we want to make sure before we get our arms on there and get too far, we want to make sure our dress is going to fit on, right? So, going to make sure we get her nice and prettied up. Let's start here. All right, not too bad. Now we got to make sure our hair is out of the way. All right, and even, you know, a lot of us girls that have little hair in front, you can do that as well. Now the next part is we got to get her arms so we have something to lead her with. So the next part of this is I'm going to tie my ropes that I had previously done. And as I said earlier, this is a little wide. If you were to try to dance with her and her arms are way up here, it'd be kind of hard to lead unless you're a big dude. So it depends on your size and what you are, but I'm very little, so as far as my shoulder width goes. So I'm going to just try to do it kind of in the center of these two pieces, just so that her arms too far away. So I'm just gonna tie these up there for now. I want to make sure they're real tight. Now, obviously it's rope and it's on a metal stand, so it's probably going to move around a lot, so we're going to need to do something about that. So if I go like this, I don't want our arms just moving all over the place. So I want to tie them down a little bit more than that so that they don't move around too much. So that's where our handy dandy tape comes in. Okay, so I'm just going to tape it in place so that it doesn't move around. Hopefully everyone's following along okay and I'm not going too fast. So I'm just going to tape that around and I want to make sure I get a good enough on there so that her arms don't move around. I'm going to put another piece on there just for good measure. I'm probably going to put these in two here. Maybe not. All right, looks pretty secure. Now we're going to do the next side here. Again, I want to make sure her arms are nice and stuck, right? Okay, more piece. I'm going to do one more piece on the other side just for good measure. Hopefully someone's come up for a name. We got to name our dance dummies. So if anybody has some names, just feel free to add that to the comment section. Now the next part of this is we've got to make our arms, right? And this is pretty long, so we're going to have to figure that part out. So I want to use the same length as my own arm, because that's the best judge, right? So I'm going to take, and I want my hand placement, so I'm just going to go to here. So that looks like that's about right. So I utilize all the way to my fingertips because we have to have hands as well. So I'm going to go all the way to there. So that looks about right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece and then I'm going to make a loop so I have something to hang on to at the end. So get that handy dandy tape out, right? I'm going to make basically a loop. And I'm going to tape it just at the end here. And I'm sure if you're an engineer out there or somebody who does more creative things like this, I'm sure you have better inputs or ideas. This is just what I had. And then I was thinking too, you could even use like PVC pipe or make elbows so that it's stiffer, feels more like you've got more pressure there. So I'm just gonna pull on that, make sure it's pretty good. Feels like it. I'm going to do it one more time, just in case. So make sure her arm stays intact. Now we've got to make sure to do the other one as well, right? So grab my tape. So again, I'm going to measure her arm length utilizing my arm. So I'm going to go for my fingertips and I'm going to place it all the way down to the base of my shoulder here. Okay? So that's the center, so I'm going to bring that around just like so. Hopefully her arms are the same length, because that would be interesting as well. So let's see here. Now I have no idea how well this is going to turn. I have a feeling that she's going to be a beginner dancer, and that I'm going to have to make sure that my lead is spot on. And I'm probably going to have to help her a little bit, which will make you a better dancer as well. As long as you do your footwork, it'll help you practice your own footwork, and then you might even realize what footwork she needs to do in order to be in the right area, or they're facing you the right direction, or whatever you need. So this will be a good experience. The next part is we've got to add our arms. We're almost done here. her shoulder part, right? This is the longer part of her arm. We're going to put that all the way in, up to the top. Now we've got, whoop, and that was looper. So we're gonna take the next part of this, and we're gonna, the shorter part, and then we're gonna place that up towards her arm. Now obviously we don't want our arms to fall apart, so we're gonna have to tape those up as well. Let's get her other arm on. So again, the longer part goes on. We're gonna shove that up onto that top part, and then they're gonna do the smaller one, add that on there. Now we gotta make sure they're secure, because as she's spinning around, you wouldn't want her arm to fall off. So let's get some handy dandy tape again. See if we can't tape her arm to her arm. So I'm just gonna place this tape on the inside here, because I want to tape it against, so I'm gonna kind of wrap it around. So I'm gonna stick the tape inside, just like that, so that I can place her arm all the way around the inside of that rope. I don't know how well this is going to work, so we will see, find out. Sticking to my hands. Alright, seems to be working okay. Try the other side here. Not the prettiest hand, I can tell. Alright. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we're going to do the other side. Cut that tape into two. I got two on the piece. And then we only have one last thing, it's the face. So hopefully I can get my artist skills up in about 2 minutes. Alright, so I think that's working pretty good. Okay, now to make the face. So I'm thinking this might be a little big, so I'm going to cut the center out of my paper plate. If I was smart, I probably should have just cut out a really pretty face from the internet picture, and then I could have just glued that sucker on here. But we're gonna go ahead and embarrass myself with my art skills. Oh, there we go. More. Okay, so I'm gonna sit down for this one. Or I guess right here. So this is my horrible face, everyone. So we're gonna tape that on there. So that way you know what the face looks like, and you know where she's at all times. So we're gonna stick it right here, so we can cover up. So stick some tape right there. I'm gonna flip that hair back so you can see her lovely face. All right. One little more piece of tape. Wow, this tape's really come in handy. I'm so glad I got it. Okay, there's our beautiful now dance done. All right, well hopefully you guys enjoyed. But if you have any questions for me, let me know. I hope you guys had a fun night. You guys can practice at home. All right, have a good night.